Hello, my name is Michael Adcock and welcome to Mike's Body Shop. Whenever I start with a new group of students, the first thing they want to know is when do we get to spray? And they're always amazed to see how many steps are involved and how much they need to know before they can spray correctly. Spray gun adjustment and spray technique are among the most important aspects, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get started. So some of the spray gun adjustments we're going to talk about today is the fan adjustment, material flow adjustment, and the airflow adjustment. So the first spray gun adjustment we're going to talk about is the fan adjustment, and that is the top knob on this particular gun. And as we turn it clockwise or in, we can narrow our fan pattern. As we turn it counterclockwise or out, we can widen our fan pattern. And I'm going to show you later exactly how the fan adjustment knob affects the spray pattern on this particular spray gun. So the second adjustment I want to talk about is the material flow adjustment. And on this particular spray gun, it's the knob directly below the fan adjustment knob. As we turn this knob clockwise, it decreases the amount of material that flows from the spray gun, and as we turn it counterclockwise or out, it increases the amount of material that flows from the spray gun. So with our fan adjustment and our material flow adjustments set correctly, we know we're going to get proper atomization and proper coverage and get the finish that we're looking for. So the third adjustment we're going to talk about is the air pressure adjustment. Most paint manufacturers recommend that we run our HVLP spray guns at 25 to 35 psi. As you can see, we're showing about 110 pounds on the gauge, but that's our tank pressure or line pressure. When we pull the trigger on the gun, the gauge drops to our actual working pressure. So now that we know how to adjust the spray gun correctly, the next thing we need to know is the technique involved to apply the paint correctly, and that's what we're going to talk about next. So the next thing we're going to talk about is technique. And we have to remember that the cars are painted from the factory by a robot. And there's no way that we can compete with the way a robot moves. So our challenge is to use our techniques to get the car to look like nothing ever happened to it. So the first technique I want to talk about is our setback distance. What is setback distance? It's the distance from the vehicle to the tip of the spray gun. A good place to start is to just take your fingers, place them up next to the vehicle, and that'll give you a good starting point to get your technique down. The next thing we're going to talk about is overlap. Overlap simply means our fan pattern needs to overlap by 50% each time we make a pass across the vehicle. So now I'm going to show you what effect the fan adjustment has on our spray pattern. With the dial turned all the way in, you can see that we get a very narrow spray pattern. As we fan out, that's the spray pattern we're looking for. And when we add that to our 50% overlap, we can be assured that the paint is applying correctly. So now that we've covered some of the basics on spray gun adjustment and spray technique, the most important thing to remember is practice, practice, practice. I'm Michael Adcock. Thanks for watching Mike's Body Shop.